Alright, YouTube, problem solving time. A few people have been commenting that I need to do more how to address a problem or how to find out what the problem is videos. Because lately I've been just doing, oh, this is a snowblower, this is the problem, I'm fixing it now, bye, you know. And I can see that because I could see that would start getting annoying or boring. So this is going to be kind of the new type of videos that I'm going to be doing, or old type of videos I used to do. So this guy brought this Craftsman snowblower to me, 5.0 horsepower, really nice snowblower. He brought this down to me. He said he was snowblowing ice, or no, he's snowblowing snow, and he hit a spot where there was a good buildup of snow, but in the middle of it was ice. And he said once he hit the ice, the auger stopped spinning, and then he said so he tipped it forwards to figure out what the problem was, and he couldn't figure it out. So he tips it back down, and oil starts spewing out of the engine. What do you think is wrong? Okay, I will let you guys think for a second. I'm going to go shut this engine off over here. I got a wire brusher. Wire brusher. Anyways. So, have you thought of the problem yet? Okay, so the first thing I think of, so I usually address the bigger problem first, which is not the oil, but the auger. Why doesn't that spin? Well, usually on most snowblowers, you know, the belts get worn and they get broken or whatever, so you pull this off, right? And look here. Whoa, wait a second. I've already gone through this, so I'm just showing you how to figure this out. As you can see, this belt has slipped off the pulley. Now, the only reason for a belt slipping off a pulley is that pulley fluctuates in some way, either up or down or left or right. So the first thing you want to do is you want to look and make sure that pulley's on there tight. That pulley's on there tight, you can't wiggle it, right? Okay. Now you want to pop that belt back on somehow. Just pop the belt back onto where it goes. And then the thing is, though, is if this belt has slipped off, there is a reason for it slipping off. So you've got to further address the problem, because normally belts don't just slip off, because everything's so perfectly aligned, that everything fits perfectly, right? So as you can see here, the belt slipped off on the inside. That means the pulley moved down and the belt came off this way. So if the pulley came up, the belt would slip off the other side. So what would be the problem, or what would cause this pulley to come up? Well, there's a shaft going to the auger. Well, let's check the auger out. So you come to the auger. Flip your snowblower up here so you can get a better look at it. Come to the auger and you check your shaft out, right? You spin it around a little bit. Make sure it looks straight, As long as it's straight, it's fine. And as you can see, it's not bent. You want to look at your fins for damage to see if it hit anything really hard. This hasn't. Okay. Now you want to check this. No visible damage here. Now when you spin this, these spin just fine, right? Yeah. Okay. Next thing to check is these corners. As you can see, there's a lot of mud kicked on here from my yard. So you want to check these corners. That one's on. Oh, wait a second. Well, there's your problem. This slipped out, came out. This shaft went up here, went down on the other side, and the pulley came out. And also, as you can see, that's been like that for a while because we have some rub. These blades have been rubbing on the outside there. So what I would do is tap this. Tap it where you know it's thick, and then tap it where you know it's been hit. Make sure it's not too thin. Now, if that's all the way through, you could patch it up. It'd be fine. But, so the thing to do here is to check all the welds all the way around the shroud. Make sure they're all intact, because there shouldn't be any reason for this to flex out. Check the other side, because this side could come undone. This side might stay, and that side might come undone, So we're going to bend this out, like so. You'd bend this out and reinstall that shaft. First thing you need to do, though, is pack this with grease, so that rusted shaft won't, will get a fair amount of lubrication. Now you want to stop and think, well, what else could be wrong here? Because for some reason this moved out. So what I'm thinking, so this shaft, I say it's spinning. As you can see, this has actually been bent. This one not. This one so. So this side right here got hit with something really hard. But it had to start somewhere though. So maybe a chunk of ice got in here and got shoved up in between here. You know what I mean? Pushing this whole piece out. And you also want to check your breakaway pins. These are bolts, but they should be breakaway bolts. I'm not sure. I'm not going to check though. They look to be original. They're both the same, so yeah. You also want to check the fluid in this little transmission here. Make sure it's filled. It's sometimes fluid, sometimes grease. Just depends on the make. So let's put the shaft back in and put that bolt back on and fire it up and see what it does. Alright, so that's been pushed back in, and I bent these back in a little ways. The belt is back on. Move this cover and put this back over. Let's put this to the side. Prime it up. Alright, I can't see over there, but it sounds like it's bent still. So what I'm going to have to do is put something on here to hold this down. I'm going to have to check out that for myself. And if it's bent, then we're going to have to bend it back or order a new one. Get whatever he wants to be done, So, I'll have to find something. I think I'll use a pair of vice grips to hold that down. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Seeing how you fix this thing. Yeah, those sides are pushed in a lot more. It looks a lot better. But it sounds like it's bent. I can hear it rubbing inside there. So I gotta figure out why it's rubbing and how to stop it. As for the oil, he said the oil came gushing out of it after he tipped it back from being tipped over. The camera's gonna wiggle for a second. But he said that it gushed out oil after tipping it forward to figure out what was wrong with it, if you remember that. Ah, shoot. That would be oil coming out of the breather. That always happens when you tip the engine the wrong way. Whether on a lawnmower, snowblower, whatever is 4-stroke and uses oil. Come out of the breather. check the oil here. Time to change it. That's dirty. And it smells really old. So, alright, let's start this back up here. I just bent that out a little bit, this bottom piece. Look at that. That's bent out. That needs to come back in. There's your problem. That's part of a test you can do after, if you've got a slipping belt, you can engage it and disengage it over and over and over again, and it tests to make sure that doesn't pop off again. And if it comes close, then you need to fix it. But I just found out that was bent out. That's what was hitting the bottom of that. This is, see, that's what it's supposed to look like, and that's what it is. I found these are really handy for bending metal around and not scarring it. Yep, that'll work. Pretty handy. Chinese made though. I've got a good USA one around here somewhere. It's way better than this. This is the bottom jaw wiggles. The other one's really old. Anyway, so yeah, I call that good. I also noticed another thing, which I'm going to have to go around down to the store tonight and go get. Along with some good oil for this. Let's see. Let's get this turned around here. Just a second. Right there. That has been broken off. Now, if this was my own equipment, I would just take a hot knife and cut that off. But I want this thing to last. I want this piece of equipment and my repair to last. So I'm going to take this off and go get a new belt. I might actually make a video of me getting the belt. I'm not sure. If they'll let me record in the store, I will, but if they won't, then I won't. Or if they won't, then I won't. They just barely redid the store. It's a small engine shop near me. So I'm gonna go get a new belt for that. Call the customer up and say it's gonna need a new belt. I know he's gonna say, okay, that's fine with me, but get a new belt and call it good. Sweet. Alright, I just got a great power rated belt. Couldn't think there for a second. Total nutter brain fart. Stronger than steel, reinforced for lawnmowers, tractors, snowblowers, and appliances. I've seen people put these on cars and trucks too. The really long ones anyways. They work good. They don't separate like those. Just really good. Yep, so let me throw that belt on there now. And we'll go from there. Alrighty. I wonder how much gas is in here. About half a tank. It's 85 octane though. I can smell it. I know just by the smell of the gasoline what octane it is. This thing really doesn't even need a choke. Just starts up without a choke. Except it might be flooded. Let's try choke. Come on, what the heck's going on here? It's like pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. Yep. Oh, come on. Well, that belt works really good. Sounds really smooth, everything does. A lot better than it did before. This is the old belt sitting right here. That old belt. That thing chattered a lot with that. It was running the way that is pushing this back, so it was getting all of that space going thunk, thunk, thunk. But it's hitting this empty space and then hitting that big space, so it's making a lot of chatter. It's a lot smoother and quieter now, so cool. I'm gonna change the oil out of it. Take a peek at the carb, make sure it's clean, and call them up and let them know that it's done. Cool. I'm dreading what's coming tomorrow. That's to be in a later video. See you later, YouTube. Bye.